Today, this is the heavyweight title fight. We've got the Titleist Pro V1x, the ball that's been in more bags than a clubhouse cheeseburger wrapper, versus the TaylorMade TP5x, the flashy 5-layer ball with tour buzz. We're breaking down the looks, the tech, the real-world performance, and finally, who each of these balls is actually for. Let's tee this up. Titleist Pro V1x golf ball. Unboxing and first look. So let's start with the Pro V1x. First time you pull one of these out of the sleeve, you can tell right away, it's clean. Classic Titleist script, no nonsense. The alignment aid is simple, sharp, not screaming for attention. It no for, as like that guy who shows up in khakis and still looks sharp while you quaff in your lucky or Hawaiian polo. No gimmicks, just confidence in the look. The tech that matters. Now, Titleist has been refining this thing since before some of you probably had a driver with adjustable weights. The 2025 Pro V1x has a 4-piece construction with a dual-core setup. Basically, that's how they balance spin and distance. The big story this year is the updated high-gradient core technology. What does that mean? In plain English, it launches high, spins plenty on your short irons, but doesn't balloon off the driver. The urethane cover is still cast, which is Titleist's bread and butter, giving you that grab on the greens. Compression sits in the mid-90s, so it's firm compared to the regular Pro V1, but not a rock. Visual cue, close-up of the Pro V1x cover and dimple pattern. Dimples, there's 348 of them, spherical tile design, fancy wording, but the point is, consistent flight. I've noticed this thing doesn't get bullied by the wind, even when you're staring down a 15 mph crosswind on a par 3, on the course reality. Alright, performance. Off the driver, this thing is long. Not hit the cart path and roll to the green long, but it's got that high launch, low spin window. On approach shots, it's money. You pull a 7-iron from 165, and this thing's coming in with a steep enough descent angle to hold most greens. Around the greens, it's classic Pro V1x. Clickier off the wedge than the Pro V1, but man does it check up. First chip of the round, I thought I nuked it, but it grabbed faster than a buddy reaching for the last hot wing. The good and the bad. Pros. Proven consistency. You know what you're getting every sleeve. High launch, plenty of spin for control. Excellent durability for a urethane ball. Cons. Premium price, $55. A dozen hurts the wallet. Firmer feel won't be everyone's cup of tea. Sometimes feels almost too spinny for mid-handicaps. TaylorMade TP5xG golf ball. Unboxing and first look. Now the TP5x. It AF-S like the Pro V1x. S cooler cousin who shows up in a leather jacket. Sleeker packaging, bolder side stamp with TaylorMade's logo. Their alignment aid is a bit more stylized, almost saying, yeah, I'm different. When you first hold it, you can feel the cover is soft, but it doesn't scream premium in the same classic way as the Titleist. It's more modern flair. The tech that matters. Here's where TaylorMade flexes. The TP5x is a 5-piece ball. That's their claim to fame. 5 layers, each with a job. Driver, outer layers keep spin down. Short irons, inner core gives you zip. This year, they tweaked the high flex material, HFM. Fancy name, but the idea is more rebound, more ball speed. Compression's in that 90-100 range, so it's firm, very much in Pro V1x territory. Covers urethane as well, but TaylorMade's got a 322 dimple pattern. Slightly different flight profile, meant to be a touch flatter than the Pro V1x. And because it's flatter, some players notice it being just a hair more piercing in windy conditions. That's handy if you're in, say, Chicago in March, where the ball flight better cut through, or you're free hitting a punch 5-iron into the teeth of the wind. On the course reality. Driver performance, this thing rockets. First swing I took, I thought, yep, that's hot. It's a piercing flight, feels like it's climbing less than the Pro V1x, which for me added a few extra yards roll out. On irons, it's solid, slightly lower spin than the Titleist, so I found myself landing shots and getting that one hop and release instead of one hop and stop. Around the greens, it's softer than I expected. That urethane grabs well, but it doesn't quite bite as hard as the Pro V1x. That said, it feels smoother off the putter face, like a crisp click, not a dull thud. The good and the bad. Pros: explosive distance with a penetrating flight. Soft feel off the putter compared to the Titleist. Tour proven, but not as common as Pro V1x, kinda feels like you're in a secret club. Cons: slightly less greenside spin compared to Pro V1x. Durability can be hit or miss. Scuffs faster on wedges. Still pricey, $54.99 a dozen, so you're not saving much. Titleist Pro V1x versus TaylorMade TP5x side-by-side breakdown. So head-to-head, Pro V1x versus TP5x, it's like comparing a Mercedes E-Class and a Tesla Model S. Both are luxury rides, but they get you there differently. Feel-wise, the Pro V1x is firmer and a little clickier off every club. You know when you've struck it. The TP5x, on the other hand, feels a hair softer with the putter, almost giving you that smooth lane at the bowling alley roll. In terms of forgiveness, neither is magically fixing your slice, but the Pro V1x feels more consistent on irons, holding lines even if you catch it a groove thin. The TP5x wins in the wind with that flatter flight. It just doesn't balloon. Looks: Titleist is timeless and clean. TaylorMade is modern and bold. It's like khakis versus joggers. Value for money? Honestly, it's a wash. They're both $55 a dozen. The real decision is whether you value that extra spin control of the Pro V1x or the extra distance and slightly softer feel of the TP5x. Bottom line, the Pro V1x is the control freak's ball, while the TP5x is the distance junkie's dream. The fit: who should buy each? Alright, let's make this simple. If you a player who thrives on control, if you the guy who actually marks his yardage book and loves shaping shots, the Titleist Pro V1x is for you. It's got spin to spare, it launches high, and it's gonna give you confidence that when you drop a wedge, it's stopping on a dime. Think of it as the ball for the artist, the one who paints with spin. But if you're like me, a mid-handicap who sometimes just wants a ball to launch hot off the driver and ride the wind like a jet stream, the TP5x is a killer option. You still get plenty of greenside control, but with that penetrating ball flight, it gives you extra confidence off the tee. It's like the ball for the engineer, the one who likes numbers, yardages, and squeezing every yard of carry. The bottom line. So, if you forced me to put one of these in play tomorrow, I'm going with the Titleist Pro V1x. For me, control trumps everything, and I'd rather be pin high than long and rolling through the green. But that's just me. Both of these are elite, and it really comes down to whether you want more spin control, Pro V1x, or more piercing distance, TP5x. But hey, that's just my 2 cents. What about you? Drop a comment and tell me which one's in your bag right now, Pro V1x or TP5x. If this breakdown helped you out, smash that like button, subscribe to Fairway Fuel so you don't miss the next review, and most importantly, go play some golf.